Hey there! Welcome to another week of lessons with Miss Mari's Music. I'm Miss Mari, and today we're going to do something really different. You know why it's different? Because we're going to finally be using our right hand to cover the bottom holes. So get your recorders ready. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to start today's warm-up with our mystery note game. That means I'm going to tell you the fingering that I'm doing, and you have to guess what the note is. So this first note only uses two, covering the second hole, and no thumb. I'm going to play the note. Can you guess what note that is? Hopefully you guessed D, so repeat after me. Awesome. Now the next note I'm going to play uses still the two, covering the second hole, but we also use the thumb. I want you to just play this note with me. See if you can figure out what it is, okay? Two and thumb. Ready? Go. Hopefully you figured out that 0, thumb, and 2 is C. So repeat after me. Great. Now, when we switch from D to C, the only finger that should be moving is our thumb. So I'm going to do some patterns switching between D and C, and I want you to repeat after me. Great. Moving on. Now, this is the very first note that we've learned if you've been following along in our videos. So hopefully you know this one right away. Uses 0 and 1. 0 and 1. Play with me. Ready, go. And what note did we just play? Hopefully you figured out we just played B, okay? Now we're going to do some patterns going between D, C, and B. D, C, B. Do you notice when I go from my C to my B, my thumb is staying on the back, 0 stays on that back hole, but from C to B, I'm just switching between my 2 and my 1 covering the hole. C, B, okay? All right, repeat after me. Now I'm going to do a pattern starting with B. Awesome. Okay. 0, 1, and 2 covering the holes. What note do you think this is? Hopefully you figured out this is an A. Repeat after me. Okay, now I'm going to play some patterns going between A and C. A and C. So real up close. Remember my thumb's on this whole time. A, 0, 1, 2, and C, meaning I lift up my one finger and only 0 and 2 are covering. A, C. A, C. Okay? Repeat after me. That one started on a C. Hopefully you caught that. We'll do that one again. Repeat after me. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to go between A and D. A, 0, 1, 2, and D, nothing but the 2. 0, 1, 2, nothing but the 2. Okay? Awesome. And I'm using my right hand to kind of be pointing and showing you what to do, but it's actually kind of challenging. It might be for you right now to just, with your left hand, control moving your thumb, moving it off of that 0 hole. So if that's the case, like, hopefully you're not pointing along with me. Hopefully your right hand is down here holding onto the recorder, either like this or like this, okay? All right. Last, before I teach you your special new note using your right hand, we're going to do some patterns with G. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, repeat after me. That was G, A, B. Moving on. Hopefully you figured out that the fourth note I added in, G, A, B, I added in C. Sorry, allergies, it's just that time of year. For me, it lasted about 6 months. Repeat after me. Okay, what note do you think I'm going to add in next? Hopefully you figured out I'm going to add in D. Remember, D. Nothing but 2. Nothing but 2 is D. Repeat after me. Ready, go. Okay, now I'm going to start on D and go D, C, B, A, G. Okay, listen to me and then you'll do it. 2, ready, go. Awesome. Great job. And guess what time it is? It's time to learn how to use our right hand on the recorder. So I want you to take your right hand, pretend like you're just maybe holding a can of whatever you like to drink. I don't know. Sprite, Diet Pepsi, I don't know, whatever you want. Okay, so you're holding it kind of like a C. Your thumb goes on the back of the recorder, just behind this next hole, because we have these first 3 holes, and then this next hole, your thumb just kind of sticks behind there. Some people like to put a little sticker or something there to help remind you, or maybe a piece of tape or something, or you can put a little dot with a Sharpie, whatever you want to do. Otherwise, just stick your finger back there, okay? And the note that we're learning today is E. So E is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, plus 1, 2. So E is 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Okay? Repeat after me. Now, I can't point to you and do this anymore because I got to use my right hand. Okay, repeat after me. Stop. Okay, question for you. The first time you played that E, did this happen? Where it kind of squeaks and actually goes up way too high? That's a very, very common thing. In fact, I'd say 9 times out of 10 when people play that E and they first start using their right hand, it squeaks. And that's because as you cover more holes, kind of like when we learned G, I don't know if you remember, as you cover more holes, but especially once you start covering with your right hand, way more holes, you gotta blow slower air, okay? If you're squeaking like that, it's because you are blowing too fast, okay? Do you remember if you're squeaking, what's another reason why you might be squeaking? Do you remember? Another reason why you might be squeaking, let's say you are not blowing too fast, but you could also not be covering the holes all the way. So this is me just barely not covering the holes all the way. So me covering holes. Do you hear that? And so you got to be sure you're using the pads of your fingers. Just a quick review, use the pads of your fingers, not the tips. It's not like piano where you play with the tips of your fingers. Use the pads. Repeat after me. Okay, one more thing we're going to practice today is switching between E and G. E and G, okay? So repeat after me. Now, when we did that, if you had trouble, just remember, when you go from E to G, the only thing that changes is 1 and 2 in your right hand. Look at my left hand when I play this. Is my left hand moving at all? No, it's not. It's staying completely put on 0, 1, 2, 3, okay? E, E, G. So try it with me. Ready, go. All right? Now we're going to practice going from E to G to A. Repeat after me. Okay, now that we've kind of trained our fingers a little bit to go between going from E to G and then practicing G to A with our tricky 3 finger, let's see what E looks like on the music staff, and then we're going to practice a little mini song on the music staff. All right, so looking at the music staff, our new note today that we're learning is E. Is E on a line or on a space? E is on a line because the note head goes straight through a line, okay? Is E on line 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? E is on line 1. Now let's just do a little review to make sure we're up to date on the other notes that we've been learning so far. So what about on line 2? What is this note here? Hopefully you figured out that note is G, so I'm going to write it in. Okay, and then what note do we have on space 2 right here? Hopefully you figured out that's an A. Line 3, what do we have here? That's a B. Space 4 is a C. And finally, line 4, we have a D. So quick note in case you're wondering, there are other notes that we just haven't learned yet. These are not all the notes in music that you can possibly do. There's stuff, let's say, on space 1 or space 4 or line 5 that we just haven't learned yet, just in case you were wondering. Okay, so now we're going to go to this little mini piece that I wrote on our second line. You'll see that it starts on an E. Before we play the song, let's just point and say the note names. Point and say the note names for the song with me. 1, 2, ready, go. E, G, A, G, E. And remember, what's this squiggly thing here? That is a rest, and a quarter rest in particular because it is worth 1 full beat. Okay? So now that we've done that, let's practice fingering starting on E, fingering and saying the note names. Now remember, E is 0, 1, 2, 3 with your left hand, and then 1, 2 with your right hand, okay? So let's finger and say the note names now. 1, 2, ready, go. E, G, A, G, E. Again, 2, ready, go. E, G, A, G, E. Awesome. Okay, it's time to play it. So here we go. Get your recorders ready. And remember, I cannot point because I'm using my right hand, so you're just going to have to listen and follow along, okay? So play with me, starting right here. And 1, 2, ready, go. Again, 2, ready, go. Awesome! Great job learning E today. Great job today. Keep practicing going from E to G to A. And if you want to keep practicing other songs that we've been working on, go back in those other videos, and I'll see you next week.